All right, hi. So I thought I'd have a brief word about finances, and it's important to do this because mostly you guys have been asking for it. So I did a poll recently asking what type of information people feel they want more of when it comes to building a startup and being effective in a particular area. Finance or marketing or sales, whatever it might be. And overwhelmingly, actually, the poll came back saying that people wanted to focus on finance and accounting. Within that, I've done further research, and again, this is just responding to you guys. It seems to be there's an interest in getting some good habits down when it comes to cash flow. So, just to be clear, I'm not a qualified accountant. I don't have qualifications in finance, for instance, and so what I'm sharing is not professional advice in that sense. If you follow purely advice from people who have a qualification of certificate, if that's important to you, then you should disregard what it is I'm going to say. But what I thought I would do, just to keep things really simple, is just share three habits that I make use of. When it comes to being effective, I think with your money as a startup business owner, there's a great value in having great habits. And there are many things I could share, and this isn't like the top three, but these are three things that really help. And I've been out today meeting some people. I'm here in Bath in Somerset, which is down in the southwest of the UK. So it's been a long old trek. I'm going to head back tomorrow. But it's been interesting meeting different people and seeing how they operate and how they run their businesses and kind of what the kind of habits they have as well. I think if I was to share three things that you can take away that really make a difference, some are really to do with mindset, some are more practical. I think, firstly, that when you have money come into your business bank account each month, so if we have, for instance, a certain amount of money that's projectable, or even if there isn't, if there's just simply an amount of money coming in, I think it's wise to have a percentage that is set aside. So you have it designated as money that is to be saved, and then you have a percentage also that is designated for investing, and then you have a percentage which will be the largest share of it, typically, which is for running the business and overheads and things like that. And I feel that in my experience, I've done well by saving not everything I can, but a set amount. So, for instance, if I was generating $10,000 in a month, I might save $1,000 to put aside. And when you're first starting out, it might be wise to have a higher percentage to get yourself that kind of buffer of say 3 to 6 months, backup money, because stuff happens, and it's wise to have money in the back pocket. Anyone who says you don't need to have savings is wrong. You only have to look at the likes of Warren Buffett, who has 20 billion in the bank account, because if something bad happens, he has that cash that you can access. Likewise for you, you don't know if you're going to be able to get a loan or if you're going to be able to tap into even family and friends. Even if people have promised you money, sometimes you need to be able to rely on yourself. So having that in reserve is wise. Early on, go and get that pot of money quickly. But I think there's value in continuing to put some money aside each month just to ensure you've got some kind of safety net. I strongly believe that after overheads, so after covering the cost of running your business, and a set percentage of savings, once you feel that you've got the safety level right, whatever that might be, that a strong focus should be on investing the remainder. And I mean specifically into the company and developing and growing the company and being innovative. Now, investing into the company may well mean investing into yourself as well. So perhaps one month you're investing that money in a course or some way you can learn another skill, or accessing someone who is an expert or a specialist who might be able to help you out with a particular area of your business. See, that's a really important investment. And thinking about where you're going to get returns each month is a very valuable kind of mindset to have. So those two things are important. Cover your costs, have a set percentage for savings. Everything else should be focused on investing that kind of money back into your business or to yourself and growth. Another thing which is kind of related is how you manage that money when it comes in and when it goes out. Personally, so not as part of running a business, personally, I have actually got 10 different accounts. So rather than having one pot of money, so my income all just going into my current or checking account, as you call it in the States, I have 10 different accounts, and they might be personal investing accounts, there might be ones for property, ones for household bills, I have ones for household food that are separate to bills, I have a personal account which is just for, rainy day money, and, money's put aside for my children and things like that. So far better, I've experimented with this, far better I've found is to look at all the different needs or requirements that you have with your money and break those things down and have separate pots where your money as it comes in then gets siphoned off to those different pots. Running everything out of one pot of money, I find, is a bit of a mistake because it's harder to have a view on where you are from month to month. It's harder. Some of you might be good at this, but I do feel that if you know each month you need X, $200 on paying a bill or something like that, then you can have a bills account that has $200 moves into it each month. You know that ground is covered and you're not eating into another pot of money such as your own personal spending money because you've got that covered elsewhere. You could argue, the net result's exactly the same, but you tend to find it's more effective this way. So multiple pots and multiple places to put your money. As it comes in, this should be automatic as well, by the way. Don't rely on willpower. Automatically money goes out, so standing orders or directly moving, whatever it is, moving the money into these different positions. And then the third thing, which I feel is probably the most important of these three kind of ideas that you can use for your business. And by the way, the point is that that's what I do with my personal money on that previous point, but I also do that with the business as well, but obviously for different things. The mindset one needs when things are getting difficult in terms of if money is tight one month. So let me be clear on this third point. If I'm in a position where, for instance, I'm getting paid once a month and I'm 2 weeks out before I get that money and I haven't got much money, the mindset of I'm just going to have to be careful, I'm going to have to, really do my best to save and watch the pennies, I believe is a mistake. You shouldn't be frugal to get through your life. And I understand that for some, money is tough. But what you need to be thinking is, instead of how can I save what money I have, you should be thinking, how can I get more money in this 2 weeks? And I've been here before. I remember very early on when I had, let's just say, unexpected expense one month. And it left me basically without money. And so rather than going, okay, I'm just not going to spend for the rest of the month, I got up, went out there and started knocking on doors. I remember I was like, I'm going to start making phone calls and knocking on doors, and I'm just going to make money now. And it is as easy as that, because if you've got the need and you've got a product or service worth talking about, you've just got to get in front of people and tell them about it. If you do it enough, okay, for a sustained period, people will eventually buy. So what if you have to contact 500 people? So go do it, because the alternative is to just say, woe is me, I'm a victim of circumstance, I have to wait it out until money comes my way. And that's you having a mindset of, I'm gonna let things happen to me, rather than recognizing things can happen because of you. So focus more on where you can get money from rather than how you can shore up what little money you have. Those three steps I find are really important. Firstly, have set focus points. So cover the business expenses with this amount, this percentage goes to savings, this percentage will be invested, basically the rest of it. have separate pots, even within those three segments. And most importantly, if money is tight, go get some more. Be innovative. Oh, I can't do that. No one's buying my product right now. It's not working. It's not ready. So go sell something else. And the reality is that all the money you'll ever need in the world is out there. You just have to think of ways to go and get it, okay, in the nicest possible way. I'm not talking about robbing banks. What I'm talking about is saying to yourself, how can I creatively offer something where someone will say, yeah, I'll give you even $50 for that. I'll give you $5,000 for that. Offer a service. Go help someone out. Even if you're just mowing lawns, if you're hard up, go pick up some stuff and sell it. It's not difficult. It just requires application and discipline. With those three rules, it puts you in a really strong place for your, managing your cash. And within managing finances, this is something that's been asked for in terms of getting some advice really. So hope that helps. This is taking place today instead of the Q&A because I've pre-recorded this, and by the time you're watching it, I'll be driving home. So hope that's of value, and I'll catch up with you really soon. Take care.